Finally tonight, both Nigel and I are moving house, in case you're interested, and a new site. No, not together, we must say that. We saw a new site that actually caught our attention today. It's called ihavemoved.com, and it promises to inform companies and organisations about your change of address with no waiting or postage costs. And best of all, the company says the services are absolutely free. Well, it's got an expensive ad campaign running at the moment, and joining us now is Simon Frank. He's the creative director of Conquest, which is responsible for the advertising campaign for ihavemoved.com. Simon, thanks very much for joining us. How is this model going to actually make money?
Well, basically, it costs all the utilities quite a lot of money to process each phone call that people make. And also there's an opportunity for customers who are otherwise happy to get extremely fed up waiting in queues and being processed. And there is the opportunity for a company to get the address wrong, even if once they've got the telephone conversation done. So if you say, for example, each telephone call costs, say, somewhere between £5 and £10 a call, if you can offload that and give it to somebody else to sort out, then there's an extremely large savings to make.
So in other words, they pay the company a proportion of that?
Yes, yes.
And what kind of revenues are they predicting they're going to be getting then?
I'm afraid as a creative director of the advertising agency, that's quite out of my remit. I don't know, but I mean, obviously the sums do make sense. It does make sense, especially on the larger scale, utilities to be able to offload this kind of cost.
I mean, it caught my eye because as you said, we're both moving, and we both thought this could be the answer to all our prayers. But there's quite a few things missing off there at the moment. Banks, for instance, there isn't an extensive banking list. The postal service. Is that because they don't want to be involved in the venture, or is there some sort of other reason?
It's a venture that's growing very, very fast. It's been, as with many .com companies, you get to a point where it is worth launching. And there are many more partners actually in the offering now. The publicity that the ad campaign has got is bringing more partners on board. And it does take time to arrange these things. It's not an immediate thing. The larger the company is, the more complex it is. But as confidence grows, which it is growing fast, I think you'll quickly find that most of the people you need to let know that you've moved will be on the list. So
at the moment it's funded by private capital, but is most of that money going into your pocket, the advertising and actually marketing it, or is a large part of it involved in the technology? Because I imagine the technology is actually probably really quite simple.
There's no straightforward answer to that. The technology has to look simple by the time it hits the consumer. But in fact, there's a great deal of complexity behind the scenes in actually getting it all to work, getting it secure, getting everything right. And a responsible amount of money has gone into advertising. It's not particularly profligate in this case. It's enough to get it across. People have noticed it. It's concentrated.
Simon, you touched on security. I think that's very important. What about privacy laws in relation to this? Because surely that must be...
Well, one of the aspects of this site that is absolutely key is privacy. And you know, a great deal of attention is being paid to that, because obviously confidence in the site will radiate from the fact that people feel secure in giving this sort of information.
All right. Okay, thank you very much. And leave that Simon Frank then.
Pleasure.